And joining us now to discuss, Beverly Hills plastic surgeon and entrepreneur Dr. Sheila Nazarian, plus counterterrorism and foreign policy expert and editor-in-chief of the Foreign Desk, Lisa Daftari. Great to have you both with us here. Lisa, your reaction to what Sarah shared. We see so much of this day, especially in the United States, being a major day for marketing campaigns to drop. I've gotten countless emails today from fashion brands and beyond, urging you to buy, of course, to celebrate being a woman, but it's about so much more than that.
It is about so much more than that. But ironically, here in the United States, where we do have a platform where we can share our voices and share messages that are important, we focus on somewhat more frivolous things than using our platforms to speak out about the women of Afghanistan or the women in Iran, or even the women here in this country who are victims to domestic violence and many other ways cannot share their voices. So it's a reminder today that people women around the world are not free, and that they don't have those platforms, and they don't have the opportunities like we do here in the United States. So today we celebrate the fact that we are women and that we are free, and that we have the opportunity not to just to advocate for ourselves, but for people around the world.
Sheila, I was maybe a little bit confused because I'm thinking it's International Women's Day. Of course, women have worked and fought so hard for voting rights and beyond. But then today I thought, okay, but it seems like our country, many people in our country can't even define what a woman is anymore. So is that honoring women? It was hard for me because it just kind of gets you into a little bit of a spin to try to really understand what's happening here in this country.
No, I agree with you. And I think Lisa and I, who both are lucky enough to be in the United States, like even this morning, some of my physician colleagues were talking about how much inequality there is in the US and, how, this and that. And I came on my Instagram and I was like, I am so grateful to be in this country. The world is never going to be totally fair. The world is never going to have perfect equality. And that's okay. Use it as a driver to motivate you. Yes, were there things that as a female surgeon could have held me back? Did I let them? Absolutely not. I'm so grateful to be in this country where talent, grit, motivation, and perseverance can lead to success. Whereas look at Iran, look at our sisters in Iran who, like it was said in the previous segment, which I loved, they don't even get a chance to go to school. They're getting poisoned for being part of protests. So this is what our families left Iran on the back of trucks to bring us to America to help us avoid, to give us a chance. So I have no problem as a physician defining a woman. I wish more and more people would have less distractions like that in the US and really focus on the people that are really suffering from oppression and inequality.
Lisa, going back to the lack of women's rights in Iran, where do you see that going? Do you see it evolving? Do you see it getting better?
Well, their rights aren't getting any better, and that's exactly their message. The message of this revolution is that they do not want reform under this government. They only want regime change, and that's the only way they see a way forward and a way for the future. Now, if this is not their chance for a revolution, for a regime change, this movement is not going away. You cannot stop this momentum. You cannot stop women who have seen, other women or children or young men being brutally murdered for merely peacefully protesting on the streets this time around. So I think they've awoken the beast inside the Iranian people. They're not going to back down. I do think that this is the best chance they've ever had in 44 years at a chance for regime change and a chance for the international community, as much as we do criticize the mainstream media for not giving this the airtime that it deserves, this Iranian revolution. We do criticize the Biden administration for, although they backed away from the JCPOA, the getting back into an Iran nuclear deal, they're not fully supporting the Iranian people the way that they can, and they have the resources to do so. They have said many times that they will not verbally support regime change inside Iran. So despite all those criticisms, I do think this is the best chance that the Iranian people have had, and that momentum is not going anywhere anytime soon. Look, we looked at the Arab Spring of 2010. We looked at the Green Revolution of 2009. This is an awakening all throughout the region. And these young people, whether it's social media that has taught them, whether it's, just generational, listening to their parents' stories, this is a movement that will not go anywhere anytime soon. So the Iranian people are telling us they have outgrown this government. It is a brutal government and they want changes.
And Sheila, last words for you. I know you mentioned, of course, your sisters, the women in Iran, on this International Women's Day. What message do you have for them?
I think the message that I have is when women do something like this, it is not just for themselves alone. This is for their sisters, this is for their daughters, and this is for their grandchildren. This is for future generations. And just like Lisa said, when you're thinking like that, it's not something you give up so easily, and it's definitely not going away. So more power to them.
All right. Well, I appreciate you both being here with me and sharing, of course, these great stories. And I'm happy that both of you are in the United States, and I can tell you're proud to be here. So thank you, Dr. Sheila Nazarian, Lisa Daftari. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.